everybody. So I just wanted to do this video about the incident in Birmingham. Uh, yeah, I'm completely gobsmacked with it. You know, the outrage and the outcry is genuine. Right, so let's break it down. So we've got a young white lad. I know, looks in his sort of late teens maybe. 1:30 in the morning, walking through Birmingham, and he's being attacked by it looks like 2 or 3 black guys. It's quite obvious. He's walking along. He's grabbed by one, pulled to the floor. You see another one come in, give him a cheeky punch, a cowardly punch whilst he's on the floor. He can't defend himself. And then what do we see? What do we see happen? We see fucking female PC come running in, barging him up against the wall whilst he's got his back to her. None of this, police officers, no identification whatsoever. So what does he do? He turns around and he thinks he's being attacked again, so he swings and catches her slightly. And she straight away, he's like, right, that's it, you're under arrest, etc. And he realises, oh, it's a female police officer, sorry, kind of thing, puts his hands down. Whilst her colleague is, taking a stroll up the road to what you think is going to stop these other guys. But there's no focus on that at all. She's fucked off up the road. This girl's there handcuffing and what have you, and nicks him for assault. So I can see why she's nicked him for assault. He's been involved in an altercation, albeit he is the victim. He has been punched and stuff like that. But he has taken a swing at her and caught her. So he's been arrested. Now, he's been charged and he'll go to court. Now, it's all on body worn. There's obviously the video that, we've all seen across social media. So hopefully that will go in his defence. So I would imagine if it went to the CPS, hopefully would say that he was acting in self-defence because he'd already been attacked. He was approached from behind by a police officer and sort of manhandled, thinking that he's being attacked again, has taken a swing. It's not until he's realised it's a female police officer that he's stopped what he's doing. So hopefully he'll go to, if it does go to court, he can get off with that explanation. Hopefully it's seen as that. And that's what it looks like on the video, on the footage. It doesn't look like he's gone, oh, copper, I'm going to give you a punch in the head as well. Because at no time did he swing any punches that I saw on that footage. It was all him being attacked. And then obviously she's come steaming in and nicked him. Now, in the aftermath, you see several guys hanging around, explaining, saying, no, look, you've nicked the victim here. He's been attacked by these blokes and they've all fucked off. And then, lo and behold, her colleague turns up. Not holding anyone. She hasn't nicked anyone. She's just let them go. It's disgusting. How can you, if there's a fight and there are more than sort of 3 people involved, then you've got an affray. You've got a relatively serious offence there. You can't just let people go. Especially when it would have been, although we don't see them on camera at the time, but you see the police officer come in from the side and pin this boy up against the shutters. So they must have seen what happened beforehand. They must have seen that he'd been dragged to the floor, punched and everything before they walk off. Now, why choose him? Why choose to detain him and not the other 3? Why? Is it because they saw something that we didn't see? I don't think so. There's only one other alternative. Let's deal with the white boy, clearly the easier target. Let's not go dealing with what the problem was. Again, quite obvious 2-tier policing. Why are we picking on the young white lad when you've got 3 suspects that aren't white having it away on their toes down the road? Didn't see them get nicked. To me, it's two-tier policing. And I hate to say that. So, and why did she get punched then? So she got a punch because obviously she hadn't said or made anyone aware that she was a police officer. Now, there have been times when I've been involved in punch-ups, but it wasn't like this situation. It's where you've got people actually punching the shit out of each other, and you've got to get in there to break people up. This was quite clearly they'd assaulted him and had walked away, and then he gets pinned. As he's getting up, he gets pinned against the shutter, and that's why he's punched out. So then she's handcuffed him, nicked him, taken into her car, and what's she say? She calls him a fucking dickhead. Now, she's on body worn. Someone else is recording. What a ridiculously stupid and unprofessional thing to do. Yeah, we're all human beings. Yeah, we all say things out of frustration and everything else. Yeah, she might have been punched, but to be fair, it didn't really connect to it. It more sort of skimmed her head. But why, if she doesn't get any form of discipline from that, I mean, look at that guy that nicked the woman off the bus. Didn't he swear or do something anyway? He lost his job. It's just unprofessional, completely unprofessional. So we've got failing to investigate a crime properly or an incident, going straight in, like a bull in a china shop, not identifying yourself, detaining the victim, letting the suspects get away, and then calling him a fucking dickhead. Complete unprofessionalism. Completely. I'm sitting in my van, it's roasting hot. So they then get him to the police car, and he's quite clearly refusing to get in the car. Now, this I can see, there's people saying, oh, look, I think it was Chris Cork or Corky. I think he said, this male police officer comes in and manhandles him, blah, 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 blah. I can see why he's done that. He's got two female colleagues struggling to get their suspect into the back of the car. Now, he might not know what this incident's, about. He might not have seen what happened beforehand. So all he sees is his colleagues struggling to get someone in the back of the van. Now, he's not used unreasonable force. He's not beating the shit out of the lad to get him in the back of the van. What's he done? Put his head down and tried to push him into the car. So I can see, that whatever, people that get nicked aren't always going to comply. So you need to use some form of force. And as long as you can justify it, then so be it. And I think he probably can. He could in that instance. I don't think he's done anything disproportionate. Anyway, so at the end, the footage, we then see this female PC being shown footage of what happened before she went steaming in. So she's obviously, oh, yeah, I see it now, yeah. So I'll record it on my body worn so that, we've got evidence of what it was. But they don't release him. And I suppose they can't, really, because he has, theoretically, assaulted a police officer. Now, that's her fault, because she went steaming in after he's been assaulted, and not identified herself, caught him off guard, thinking that he's being attacked again, and he's retaliated. So this goes back to me saying that if he does get charged and goes to court, then if he's got a good lawyer, if he's got a good defence lawyer, he could say, well, I've just been attacked. There's the video footage proving it. She comes steaming in, grabbing me from behind. I don't know who it is. I think I'm being attacked again, so I lash out to protect myself. Completely reasonable. So we'll see. Should he sue? It's not an unlawful arrest, really, because he has punched her, but there's a reason why he's done it. So it'll have to be picked out, you know, sort of bones picked out of it at court and what have you. If it goes that far, he might get a caution or whatever. So he'd have to appeal that and what have you. But what do we have at the end of the day? What do we have? Typical again. What appears to be quite evidently two-tier policing. We've got a white victim, 3 black suspects. It's all on video, and the police go and deal with the lone white lad who is quite obvious as being beaten up whilst they're there. They've seen it. They must have seen it. But they've ignored that and gone in and nicked the white bloke. Not a good message to be sending out, is it, for police? We've got, you know, it's just getting worse and worse. And from West Midlands to turn around and say, oh, you know, we've reviewed the footage, our officers acted within the law, etc. I can't, you know, without reading it verbatim. They're basically backing their officers. But we'll see. It might end up going to the IOPC for them to drag it out for God knows how long. But we'll see. Anyway, that's me done. That was just my thoughts and opinions on that one. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe if you want to. That would help me out greatly. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Look after yourselves.